Welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Lauren. I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid. Just interpret the message as it best resonates. So we're going to look at the shadows today. We're going to look at the spiritual blocks, the triggers that happen between you and your person, how they play out as karmic themes, what they're going to do, and what you can do to balance out your energy, why you also attracted this person into your life. See, we are magnets of who and what comes into our life. And so when we have spiritual blocks, we tend to attract people that trigger those blocks. So karmic means learn. However, we tend to associate karma with bad. But really, it depends on what you do, what your actions and your behaviorisms are, and your habits, which are going to determine how things play out within your relationship. So we can always shape shift a situation. We can always change the situation if we know what creates the imbalance, if we know how we contribute to the imbalance within the situation that's playing out. All right, now without further ado, if you resonate with this video and you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you need to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always how I like to open up my readings too. Triggers my intuition. Unstructured. So you're going to write the word unstructured in your comment bar. You'll know if I chose you, if I wrote the word winner underneath, and we'll correspond back and forth on YouTube. And then you can just reach out to me through my email at pureenergyhealer70@gmail.com. Figure out the best day and times that work for the both of us. And the day of your reading, the day that we decide, I'll just send you a link to your email. This way it's really easy. You won't have to wonder where your link is. Okay, so unstructured. I'm feeling like you're not really structured. You're like a free spirit type person. Even though you're a Virgo, I feel like you tend to be very very intuitive, very creative, very spiritual, someone that tends to, if you have a business, you do it in a very non-conventional way. Maybe your business is non-conventional. I just feel like you're not a conventional person, and the person that you're connected to is very conventional. They tend to like systematic, doing things very systematically. They tend to be very methodical. But again, their approach is very logical. It's very linear. So it's, again, I'm feeling like in the beginning of your connection, when you first met this person, the way that you lived your life was, they didn't like it a little bit. They thought that you were just like someone that was a little foo-foo, someone that didn't really have any direction, someone that didn't really know where you were going. Maybe again, living a pipe dream, like running after a dream, but there was no real substance, they felt like. And this was just their perception when they first met you. I feel like the longer that the more time that went by, that they've gotten to know you, they don't see you as that anymore. And in actuality, they resonate with the way that you live. They're actually feeling like part of the issue of why their relationships don't work out is because they're actually too structured, too regimented, that everything is like they believe in everything having its place. So they tend to be someone that departmentalizes everything instead of like one whole, like treating yourself as one person that has relationships and that everybody intermingles with everything. And I feel like they like to keep things separate, like business, business, pleasure, pleasure. Like it's not, and not saying that you don't, but I feel like you can work with people that you socialize with and still have a good time. That there, you don't have these heavy rules within life. And that's really what I'm feeling like. To them, when they met you, they were someone that was very structured and regimented and tended to believe that in order to have a successful life, you needed to be a certain way and act a certain way, and you didn't fit any of those molds. And like I said, I feel like they have a different change of heart. However, I feel like they've done a lot of damage to this relationship. And I don't know why I'm feeling that. I just feel like they didn't treat you with the respect and the honor that you deserve when they first met you. And because again, their perception was that you weren't as grounded, that you didn't have your life 100% together because they seen it as unstructured. And I feel like your process is unstructured, but you're more of a visionary. You're more of a creative person. You're more of an intuitive person. So it's again, it's not wrong, it's just different. So, like I said, we're going to look at the hidden truths first. Okay, kind of, I don't know what happened there. I wonder if you're, I wonder if you're happy without me. I wonder if you're happy without me. So you are in separation because I believe that they didn't treat you well. They're like that they overlooked this connection. I'm grateful for the spiritual lesson, but they've learned a lot. What they see is that again, that just because you're not the same as them, that they can have feelings, true feelings, and that, you're not in charge of who you fall in love with. And that the way that you live your life is much different from them, but they see that it's successful. They see that you're happy, and they see that they could most likely be successful in having a relationship with you because you seem to have your own life. You're not like this conventional regimented person that, needs to have dinner on the table every night by 5 o'clock and do everything that's very systematic, which tends to be very boring. You're not boring. So what they're seeing is they're learning a lot about themselves through this relationship, is what I feel. I don't know why I'm dropping every card today, but let's see. Sticky fingers. Okay, I feel you even though we're apart. So it's again, this is a spiritual connection. And like I said, what they are learning is that they don't have control over this connection, that they have feelings, that they don't get to choose what they like, that they can logic it all that they want of how you're different, how your job may be different, how you dress different, how it's nothing that you're nothing that used to be on their list. Nothing what they thought that they would, you're not their type, is what I'm trying to get at. And what they're learning is it doesn't matter. I'm going to pull one more. I know I messed up everything. And again, because I feel like they didn't honor the connection. I feel like they didn't treat you well. So let's look and actually see let's look at some shadow love cards first. And then we're going to look at some other shadows cards. But let's just see first, crushed. I feel like they know that they sabotaged the relationship, and they feel crushed. They weren't expecting to feel crushed. They weren't expecting to feel anything at all. Again, distant, and now they again feel like you're just so far away from them. They can feel you because even though that you're apart, but they used to feel like you were right in the forefront, and now they feel like you're far away. Like almost like that you're letting go of this connection, like you're like giving up. They feel that. And adrift again because of the fact that they wouldn't settle down, that they again, so there's a sense that you don't like that energy, that even though you're not a regimented person. You still want a committed, like, person. You want someone that's going to commit to you. You don't want this person that like acts like they don't want to settle down, that they don't want to act like, again. And I feel like because of the way that they judged you, it was almost like you don't have like this prestigious job and you don't drive like the fanciest car, dress a certain way. So again, they put you in a category, and what they're seeing is that all those things that they used to like are pretty much superficial, but you're like the real deal, and that it actually is more attractive, and that there's really seeing things from a different perception, but they could also feel like that they, treated you like crap at this point, and that they're looking at it and they're being forced to see again that their sneaky behavior, which is again not really ever someone that again does things to get what they want, is what how you perceive them, and with good reason, because that's how they acted adrift, like they didn't really want a relationship, but they thought that they were being slick with you because they misjudged you. They thought that you um because you don't dress a certain way or act a certain way or have a certain type of job, and again isn't so regimented, they felt like you wouldn't care, and when that's not really the truth. It's like they, on some level, they knew that you would care. That's why they were being sneaky. But it's always that, like, oh, you misunderstood, or oh, I didn't really understand, when they did understand. There was a sense that they didn't think that they misjudged you. And let's just leave it at that, that they misjudged you. And again, a reaching, right? Again, like always, that's what I meant, where again, trying to justify their actions. Oh, no, you misunderstood, or no, you didn't get it, where it's like, no, that's not what happened. What happened is that when you met me, you thought that you could do better. And it's when meanwhile you didn't really give the energy. That's the energy there, that this person that's connected to you, Virgo, never really gave you the energy, really never gave you the time. And now that they're seeing you in a different perception, they're gonna make excuses. They're making excuses, but it's again, they're reaching, they know that the truth. They're stretching it. They're, again, because it's not, they want to pretend. They don't like, again, looking back and seeing that that's how they treated you, because they know that that's a shitty way to treat you, that they had judgment of you because of outside things instead of taking the time to get to know you. And now they have this whole different view of you. Again, in a hurry. So it's again like there's like I feel as if this person just always acted like they were busy, they were always rushing around, they were always acting as if everything else was important except for you, never really putting you. And I feel like because they misjudged you, that they're used to dating people that like of a lower hanging fruit, like someone that um doesn't honor themselves, someone that doesn't know who they are, someone that doesn't, like I said, honor themselves. So they just like to play that they're this busy person, that they have like a lot of responsibilities, and they act like they're always rushing around to like give off this facade that they're this important person, and they like expected you to like, because of how they perceived you, not because of who you are, they expected you to act a certain way, all because again you tend to be like a free spirit. And so again, their perception was like, oh, you're not really going to care how I treat you, or you won't notice how I treat you if I don't really treat you with what you're worth, because I don't really I'm not going to take the time to really get to know you. So whatever I perceive from what you're showing me from the outside, and it's through my perception of what I think is important. And again, I feel like your person is someone that's very superficial, someone that was very superficial. I don't really feel like they're superficial now. I feel like the spiritual lesson that they learned is that the outside things like the car, the dress, like how you dress, like the job that you have, like all those exterior things are not as important as being genuine. And that's the spiritual lesson that they learned, but they again kind of learned it after they treated you badly and made judgments. And it just, I think, just expected you to react the way that everyone else reacts. This person usually gets away with it. They're sneaky. They're not just sneaky with you, they're a sneaky person. They're a one-sided person. Is again being fragile. Like it's so like I feel like they also felt like you were being overly sensitive, that you were being like when you would say something when you weren't, but then you hear it was you try and say something to them and then they would get all triggered and be like, I can't believe that you said that to me, and making like twisting it around more at like what you said because of what they did or how they treated you instead of like looking at what they did or what they said or how they treated you. They focused on your reaction to it and then acted all fragile. So it was a way of being manipulative, a way of not looking at their behavior, which actually pushed you away, which is why you're like distant from them now, because you're like, you're sneaky. And then when I call you out on it, you like lie and you like stretch the truth to, camouflage what you really did and how you really are. But I feel like, this person's wounded. But let's see, like, I'm going to just pull two more from the wound haunted. Again, they're haunted over how they've treated you. It's like, I think that they thought that they'd get over it. And I think that what they see is that you were a real genuine person and that you were a true person and that they wish that they would have treated you better. Oh, that kid went literally flying out. And that is weary. That card is weary. I'm gonna go get it because it came out flying. So I'm gonna take it. And here it is. It's weary, weary. And so we get weary again when we are depressed. I feel like your person's not taking care of themselves right now. I feel like they feel bad, they're depressed. They didn't expect things to go this way. There's a sense also that maybe at one time you were weary being connected to this person and them playing games, trying to like treat you a certain way, and you finally gave up. And now it's like almost like I feel like you gave and did like an energy transfer without knowing it. It's like you were so tired dealing with this person and how they treated you that when you walked away, like you said, now they are looking at the situation. And it's like when you have so much thoughts and emotions, you get tired. You're spiritually tired. And so this person that's connected to you is spiritually tired because they learned the spiritual test, but I feel like they didn't learn it in time, and that's why they're crushed because they realize that you're like distant, like you might care, but that they know that they can't really even apologize. They really can't say anything. They know that it all sounds as if it's reaching. They'll try, but you're always going to feel that they were sneaky in what they did and they acted like they weren't really there. So that's why they know that they messed up everything. Will this person come back? Let's ask, will this person come back? Are they going to do anything? Because I mean, right now, at least they realize what they did was wrong, and that what they realize is that they do have feelings. Will they have the courage to come back? Let's see. I feel empty without you. So again, still feelings of, again, woe is me, almost like in a victim state because of what they did. And this is good because I have to actually look and take responsibility and be aware, which I feel like they are, which is why they feel weary, because it's like I feel so tired and empty and depressed that I did this. There was someone interfering in our relationship. I feel like there were always other people. Your person did not want to commit. They were in a place of, being sneaky. Like I said, they didn't want to commit. They wanted, but I don't really believe that there was really one person. I believe that they allowed people to come in and out of their life because they didn't really want to commit to you. But they didn't want to commit to you because, again, of like the job that you had, the car that you drove, outside things. They were like running after like people that they perceived like had nicer things or that had nicer jobs, but they were lower hanging fruit. They didn't have the caliber. They didn't have the good character. They weren't good people. They weren't sensitive, and you personally wanted what they wanted at the time, like things that look sparkly and pretty and shiny, but weren't good. It kind of like, people that were superficial, like they were, here for a good time, not a long time. And here it was like you were a true person and it almost seemed boring to them, that true person that's going to be there every single day. And, that's not flashy, that's not, drawing attention to themselves. It's like, was almost like boring. And now what they're seeing is it's not. I check on you from afar. So your person's like, again, I feel like they don't really have the courage to come to you. I feel like right now they feel guilty, they feel sorry. I feel like if anything, they're trying to see whether you're talking to someone, whether or not, what's going on in your life. I feel like that they feel like they can't approach you because of the way that they treated you, to be honest with you. That's why they're like trying to still stay kind of connected to you. So if you're on social media, they're checking out your social media. If you have mutual friends, they're talking to those people. They're trying to figure out like what's going on in your life, which is good because it's like, listen, even if you're not going to be with them, there's a sense of that they learned that you can't judge a book by its cover. And just because things may look real nice on the outside, it's like it's what's going on the inside. So again, long distance. So there's a sense, like I said, that they just feel like you're very far away from them. And I feel like that there's um they've let a lot of time go by. And so they don't really even feel as if you're ever um gonna ever be like able to forgive them. And so you may not be long distance, but like you said, I feel like they don't feel as if you're you're close anymore where they can pick up the phone, that they can just drop in on you or pop in on you, where at one time they were able to do this. And but now that you kind of seen them for who they are and the games that they played, you don't really want them popping in and out of your life. And they don't even know how to come back and fix this. I feel like they came in and they met you at one time, and that time that they should have treated you well, they didn't treat you well. They played a lot of games. They didn't come back and rectify it. They didn't come back and fix it. They expected you to come back and maybe not ask for forgiveness, but it just act like nothing ever happened. You know, they wanted you to just pretend that nothing ever happened. I do feel like this person did try to reach out to you a little bit, but they never really got anything. And that's because, again, they know what they did is wrong. But they're in regret right now. And what I see is that they're really not going to do anything right now because it's just, they know what they did is wrong. They just don't know how to approach you. So that there's a sense of them waiting to see what happens. But they also kind of know that most likely you're not going to be interested in having anything to really do with them. So we have to ask, why would you attract a person like this? Because we're a magnet of whom what comes into our life. We have, why did you pull a person to you? What is the spiritual lesson that you were supposed to learn? Security, safety, this person didn't give you, again, when you were growing up, you did not feel safe, you did not have security, and this person did not also brought that out, triggered that within inside of you. Again, that's the inner child wound. Being with someone that has feelings for you, but also isn't treating you like with that, like you're valuable. This person didn't treat you as if you were valuable. So I feel like it kicked up some of the inner child wounds. And because of neglect, right? Which is, again, someone that's not giving you anything. And that's what I feel like this person didn't give you anything because they misjudged you. It's like, yeah, they see you differently now, but that's was what you needed to heal within inside of yourself. That was is what awakened within inside of you. So then we also have to ask, well, being that I don't feel like you're going to be with this person because they're not, I don't see you running to them and they're not coming to fix this. They're in the woe is me, I can't believe I did this. But you know, they know whatever they tell you that it's not going to make sense and they don't really feel like you're going to give them forgiveness either. So I feel like they're still in their ego. And so we have to say, well, what energy can you pull in? Peace. I am unwavering in the face of fear. I come to my senses and embrace challenges. I am determined to think with gentleness and calm. I find inner silence and become a manifestation of peace. So it's, again, this person did not bring you peace of mind at all. So I feel like it's to like any person that doesn't make you feel safe. It's, again, and obviously someone that safety and security, that's also emotional, whether someone's going to show up for you or not. This person didn't, and I feel like that affected your peace. And actually being by yourself is actually a lot better because you can at least be calm. You can at least listen to like your intuitive guidance and have it be led. Like being some connected to someone like this, you would never be able to have peace of mind. And so sometimes we have to give ourselves the peace first. And then it's harmony. Again, open up myself to the divine being within me. I am the image of God. Thus, I have the power to bring light into my life. I turn any darkness in me into something beautiful. In the absence of resentment, anger, or doubt, I find harmony. So clearly, it's like, again, to find peace and harmony is like we have to have that within ourselves first. No one should be able to make us feel that way. And I feel like the person that's connected to you tried to make you feel that way. They tried to because they tried to come into your life and undervalue you and still be sneaky and get what they wanted. And they weren't able to do that. I feel like that's why they feel bad because they know that you know how they treated you and they don't really see a way to come back from that. That's why they're not coming back and apologizing. But what you learned was it's, again, you passed a spiritual test and it was to continue to always love yourself, to be grounded within yourself, to find the peace and harmony. And we have to say, well, will you need someone after? I'm sure you will. A lot of times that's what it is. You have to pass the spiritual test. Like I said, I feel like as far as right now, I don't see that person getting the courage to come back into your life. And if they do, it'll be like, again, out of like some divine timing, meaning like they just wake up one day and do it because they feel bad, because I do see that them feeling bad about it. But right now, their fear to approach you is overriding the fear of losing you. So we have to ask, that's too many. I just want to pull 4 cards and see, like, are you going to meet? Okay, that's 8 of coins. Temperance, reversed. Judgment, upright. And 4 of wands, reversed. I say 4 or 5, I said, okay, and 8 of cups. So what I'm feeling for you is, no, I'm not really feeling like you're going to be dating anyone right now. Right now it's all about 8 of coins, which is dedication to your craft, finding your style, like polishing up your style within your work, whatever it is that you do to make money, whether it's or a hobby, whatever it is that you consider is your craft. But I'm feeling like it's within work, like you're focusing a lot on work, but and in that there is like you're struggling a little bit with it, and because there's a lack of perception. However, um I just feel like within this, it's like it's all about work, like that you're making a judgment call again, and you're putting the time in, and it's not with this person. I feel like you walk away from that person because this is all about walking away, and you're putting the energy into yourself. What you're doing is, it's like you're finding yourself. You're not you're not in a relationship. Like I said, you don't, that's not where you're putting your time into. You're putting all your energy into your craft, and you're like, it's not an easy process, because I feel like you're hard on yourself, but you're finding that process. And yes, eventually you again get what you want, because like I said, judgment is like was upright. However, like I said, I don't feel like it's an easy process. I think that it's you're just utilizing all that time. I'm gonna pull like just 2 more, just to see if there's any more like comes off. Knight of Wands. I feel like eventually down the road, yes, you do meet somebody, but it's not for a while, and it's through your work. And it's through your work. Again, 9 of coins. So like again, so what it is it's like through your work, as you build your whatever you're doing, because like I said, that's where all the time and energy is right going into right now. It's actually through your job that you actually do meet somebody, but it's much later on. And this person does sweep you off your feet. There is a great relationship. A Knight of Wands is all about that. There's a lot of passion, there's a lot of chemistry, and that fun does happen later on. But I feel like it's almost like this person that you were connected to, that perceived you to be like less than what you are, was almost like a karmic test. Because if you would have gotten caught up with this person, it might have taken your focus off what it is that you're doing. And instead, you're putting the energy into yourself. And that eventually leads you to the person that is going to be passionate to you, is going to give you that time, is going to give you the nurturing, is going to give you like a real relationship that it will eventually grow into more. I just feel like it starts off with a lot of passion and exciting energy but the difference is that this person's intention is good later on, and it's not this person that didn't want to step it up and wanted to keep it in a place where they kept you, perceiving that you weren't as good. They're the ones that, in the end of the day, wait too long, procrastinate, and by the time that they figure it out, you met somebody else. And I think I said that before too. Well, I am going to concur to that, and I'm going to leave that there. And you let me know whether you resonated with this video. And if you did, give me a like, a comment, and I'll talk to you all soon. Virgo, bye.